After the return of the Daleks and the departure of a companion, many people were asking where would Doctor Who go next. They had two choices, either continue with the team they had, the Doctor, Ian and Barbara, or get a replacement for Susan. The production team must have figured that they needed a younger member of the crew so the kids at home could have someone to relate to. So, they drummed up this story for the sole purpose of introducing us to a new character. And they must have done it pretty quickly too, seeing how Susan's departure was not something that they had planned for. Which maybe explains why this story is so short. Clocking in at only 2 episodes, the rescue is by far the shortest story we've had so far. But does that mean it's lacking in things to talk about? Not necessarily. The adventure begins on an alien planet called Dido, where an Earth ship has crashed. The only 2 surviving members of the crew, a man called Bennett and a girl called Vicky, who has a terrible fashion sense.
Look at this girl's sweater! If you don't get your ass out of here with that where the wild things are ass sweater,
are waiting for a rescue ship to arrive. But they aren't the only people on Dido, as an alien by the name of Quillian lives there and is constantly terrorizing them. When the TARDIS lands, we see the Doctor is still missing Susan. As Ian and Barbara step outside the cave, they're confronted by Quillian and get split up. After an explosion and a cave-in, the Doctor and Ian have to find another exit while Barbara meets up with Vicky and believes the others are dead. Walking through a deadly passage, the Doctor and Ian come face to face with a terrible monster. They barely manage to escape and meet back up with Barbara and Vicky. The Doctor goes to talk to Bennett, but he isn't in his room. He finds a recording device and a secret tunnel which leads to this eerie temple where he finds Quillian, who turns out to be Bennett all along.
Are you finished?
Yes, I had hoped that you would continue. This elaborate plan must have been conceived for some reason. What?
He explains how he was a prisoner aboard the ship and was being taken back to Earth, but when the ship landed here, he decided to make his move. When the crew of the ship, including Vicky's father, went to go meet with the people of Dido, he planted explosives on them and blew them all away. Because Vicky is unaware of his criminal status, he decided to let her live, and once the rescue ship arrives, she would corroborate his story, and he would be a free man back on Earth. The Doctor isn't going to let that happen though, and tries to fight Bennett, but he gets overpowered. Just when he's about to kill him though, 2 surviving members of Dido appear and scare him off. The Doctor then awakes to find himself back in the TARDIS with Ian and Barbara. Outside, Vicky is waiting, and now with no family or home, the Doctor invites her to go travel with him, to which she gladly accepts.
Oh, I'd like to. Yes, if you'll have me.
As the TARDIS lands at its next destination, it seems to cruise in for a pretty nasty surprise. Now, there's a fair few things to talk about in this story, firstly being Vicky herself. Her character being the whole reason this story was made in the first place, it would make sense that she gets the most focus. Now, it would have been easy to have just made her another Susan, and in ways, she is similar to Susan. She's wide-eyed and innocent, while also being adventurous, but she also comes off as a lot tougher than Susan ever was. Also, her scenes with the Doctors are really sweet. They take to each other immediately.
No. Well, you haven't got that sort of face that kills things.
I like how after losing his granddaughter, the Doctor just picks up the first teenage girl he finds and takes her as his surrogate granddaughter. Now the villain. This story tries to do something a little bit different by giving us a little Scooby-Doo twist. It turns out the guy in the goofy alien costume is actually just a guy in a goofy alien costume. I mean, all the Doctor Who aliens already kind of look like this, so who would have guessed? Though, I mean, even by Doctor Who standards, this costume is something else. But aside from that, this guy Bennett is a real mean bastard. Like, he killed not only the entire crew of the ship, but an entire alien civilization just to save his own skin, and then went back and lied to and became all buddy-buddy with the daughter of one of the men he killed. Like, that is just evil. You know what, Bennett? You're a dirty, stuck-up, sadistic,
shit-eating, cock-sucking, butt-fucking, penis-smelling, crotch-grabbing, ball-licking, semen-drinking, dog-raping, Nazi-loving, child-touching.
We also have this sort of through line about not judging things based on their appearance. The Doctor says that the people of Dido are all very peaceful and know nothing of violence. Ian doesn't believe him. Because of how Quillian looks. And also because of what happened to Barbara. And later, with the creature in the cave, despite its grim appearance, we find out that it's actually friendly.
How could you do it, Sandy? Only wanted some food.
Look, he was going to attack you.
Stanley only ever ate plants. I trained him to come here for food.
But not before Barbara kills it with a flare gun. And then there's Bennett, who on the outside looks normal, but on the inside was the real monster of this story. I don't know, it's just something I picked up on. And yeah, that was The Rescue. A short but sweet entry into the Doctor Who catalogue, and for what it was fairly entertaining, as well as introducing us to a new companion. So I give The Rescue 7 flare guns out of 10. Join me next time on Doctor Who Digest as we turn back the clock to the age of emperors and gladiators, where our crew find themselves being sold into slavery, almost being assassinated, and burning down a city as we dive headfirst into the Romans. But that's next time. As for now, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. It helps me out greatly. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.